Hello and welcome to Planetside, to Silrace here, and we are driving lightning tank for the Vanu Sovereignty. In my previous video, last video actually, we didn't kill anyone. It was all about positioning and maintaining distance and firing line. In this one I promise you there will be killing to be done. We are destroying TR. So as you can see, we have a nice large, army here. And this is where I, absolutely love Planetside 2. And when it goes into the whole, tiny 5-man versus 5-man fights and whatnot, I typically stop playing because I don't find that fun. This is what I love about Planetside, when you have these massive firing lanes and whatnot. And as you can see here, I am trying to, other than trying to crash into a rock, I'm trying to maintain the distance a little. There is a nice firing line in front of me, so I am gonna use this rock here to pillar and poke around to try to provide supporting fire here. I don't need to be part of the firing line at the moment, because there is enough tanks here to do that. I mentioned the firing line in my previous video. That's basically just a concept of, there is the prowler kill. Just the concept of try to maintain so that your tanks are in a line, so there is no point tank which then gets focus fired. Instead, when you are all in a nice, neat line, most people don't focus fire one tank, they are shooting at multiple tanks in panic and whatnot, because there is a lot of stuff, and there is that nice tank push I was talking about. Absolutely like this kind of stuff, and this guy is coming in solo, that means he is dead. Then we'll start shooting at the next one. Oops, shooting at a friendly, let's not do that. And they are pulling back. Quite nice of them to do just that. Then there starts to be the infantry on the hillside to my right, and someone is locking me, so pop smoke and pull back. Because time to give away and also time to rearm at the same time. Do two things at once, The anti-tank mines, someone's laid those on the ground. First, let's get rid of the tanks. Okay, so if we can get rid of armor, the infantry are pretty much, not easy to deal with, but let's say infantry without armor support, same as armor without infantry support, is easy to deal with, one of the two. But if they are in a real combined arms force, as in you have both, then the force is much stronger. And there I didn't look at the minimap closely enough. I ended up backing into the rock. Thankfully I didn't pay for it by losing my tank, so I am backing into this and a little past this line here, mostly because I want to repair. So I wanna pull here. Then I noticed that, okay, I should be far enough that I don't need to repair. Let's see if we can help clear the hillside. Spot stuff and keep firing up there, huh? One spot bonus, we get the kill, yep. And that's nice. Because, like I said, there were no tanks all of a sudden. There was a lot of infantry though, without the tank support. So now we can again do more tanks. Obviously there is still infantry up there, and now I need to repair. I am being shot to pieces. Let's go in a corner and repair. The smoke up. As usual, I use the smoke when I pop out of the tank, just in case there is like a hidden infiltrator somewhere nearby. That's one reason why I'm moving constantly as well. So there is a little less of a chance of me getting randomly headshotted while I'm doing stuff. And someone ran under my tank as I was backing up. Sorry about that, your fault. You saw me moving and I couldn't stop in time, and there is a more tanks like going right over me, because that's apparently a thing to do. So I should be moving closer to the front line here right now, because frankly we don't have a good firing line set up at the moment, but majority of our tanks are actually holding back here. So I'm gonna push in to this bunch of tanks here to maintain the firing line, eh? So I am not the front tank. We have a mag rider doing the front tank role, and I'm also not the rearmost tank. And here I'm pulling back to the supporting tanks because our front line is kind of falling into shambles. So it's time to back up a little to, you know, maintain the firing line. Because at this point I have to make the decision, do I push in with the rest or do I pull back to where the main, well, from what I perceive as the main firing line is. So I pull back, I'll make that decision, and whoop, that's me doing some really bad leading there with those shots, but that Sunderer needs to die because it allows them to deploy here. Okay, Sunderer is down. I don't know how I managed to somehow kill an infantry next to the Sunderer, but this is where I can now have a shooting gallery to pop shots into randomly. And as you can tell on the minimap, our front tanks got kind of shredded. That's the issue when you are the front tank. You should pull back to, well, the relative safety of having the firing line around you, so you don't just get focus fire from all different angles. I do this stuff because I absolutely hate losing my tank. That's me shooting at a tree again and waiting, reloading and see if this guy comes out of hiding. It doesn't seem to, and there is a spot bonus. Now I know he's dead. Okay, anyone else? I'm trying to spot anyone on the ridge there on the hillside. It's time to pull back a little while reloading. Because there is no reason usually to stay still while you are reloading, because you are not firing anyway. You don't need to maintain the crosshair. And majority of hostile tanks have been destroyed. Time to change angle of attack, especially since there is a lightning tank down here. Let's go chase it down. Oops, my shots missed. Got one shot in, didn't get an assist, that's fine, it still died, which is the main thing here. After all, get rid of the hostile tanks and whatnot, and those shots went a little, well, didn't fire high enough, so they didn't go far enough. Bullet drop is a pain after all at times. But I think we are done with this shooting gallery. Thank you very much for watching.